Hello and welcome to Productively Mindful. My name is ailandas.sulcas and I talk about everything mindfulness and spirituality on this channel. I post several videos a week now, so I'm doing a lot more. So if you want to see a lot of guidance, a lot of tips, a lot of perspectives on mindfulness and spirituality, make sure you stick around, make sure you click subscribe, comment, share, like, all that good stuff. The more you guys interact with my videos, the more of an opportunity I have to grow and share more and more of my perspective on this beautiful reality that we experience every single moment. So what I want to talk about today is something really simple and basic, and I'm absolutely dying from heat right now, so bear with me. So a super simple topic today, but a very important one, and something that kind of surprisingly keeps popping up for me the more I talk to people about the practices of meditation. How do you meditate? If you've never meditated before, if you're a beginner, how do you meditate? Now, it's not just for beginners, this video, because I talk about topics that you need to understand to be able to meditate effectively, I guess. There's going to be a few paradoxes in this, so just bear with me. I'm not going to go into crazy detail in this video about what are the benefits of meditation, both mental and physical. And if you want to find out what those are, I cover them in detail in one of my other videos where I talked about meditation, which I'll link in the top and underneath this video. Like I said, I've been talking to a few friends, and I mentioned to them that what I do now is I provide guidance for people in terms of mindfulness and spirituality. And the most prevalent question that I always get is, oh, tell me about meditation. How do you meditate? How do you start meditation? What do you need to do to be effective, to make sure that meditation is effective for you and you get all the benefits and whatnot? The difference is that people know what meditation is, but they don't understand it. And there is a significant gap that needs to be closed in order to be able to do these practices effectively, right? So this is essentially what I want to explain to you today and give you a good understanding of what it is that meditation is, what's the essence of it, and yeah, there's different ways of looking at it as well. I'm sure some of you that will be watching this video, listening to me explaining what I think is the perspective that somebody should have and the knowledge and the understanding that somebody should have when it comes to meditation. I'm sure some of you will potentially disagree and give me some other pointers, which I am completely okay with. I'm more than happy to listen to you guys voicing your opinions and letting me know what you think meditation is, because it's actually quite difficult to explain what it is, but bear with me. So the short version, if you don't know how to meditate and you don't even know where to begin, very simple, find guided meditations. Guided meditations is how I started, and it worked really, really well for me. But then further down the line, I still had to figure out these topics that I'm going to mention that created that gap between knowledge and understanding of what meditation is. I still had to do the research. I still had to do the learning to be able to really delve myself deep into meditation. It's not mandatory to know these things, but the practices of mindfulness and spirituality will almost force them onto you as you're practicing. And those topics will get forced on you in a way that will potentially cause a lot of discomfort. That discomfort will materialize itself in a way of the sense of your world falling apart, the reality not making sense anymore to you. It can be quite distressing, and then you don't really know why it's happening because all you're doing is meditating, you're being mindful, you're being spiritual. Why is all this negativity happening to me? But if you know these certain things that I will mention, it makes it a lot easier. So just bear with me. Heads up though, nothing happens fast. Nothing happens fast. It takes months, sometimes years to even notice any changes. It took me about nearly 3 years to start realizing how much of a different person I am positively than I was before. Now, Before I touch upon these 3 topics, finally, one thing that you really, really need to listen to right now is it's very important that everything that I'm saying right now, you don't try and understand. All you have to do right now is simply listen. Simply listen to what I'm saying and do not try to understand it. Understanding comes through knowing. If you simply listen, you will know. And that knowledge, over time, through experience, will become understanding. With the knowledge, you can seek. Knowledge becomes understanding through seeking. And for seeking, all you need to know is what I'm about to tell you in terms of meditation. So, 3 key concepts are acceptance, observation, and non-judgment. So, in terms of acceptance, we go through life, most of us, we go through life through a collection of experiences, sensations, emotions, whatever, right? Experiences. And what happens is that we deny the majority of them because the feeling that we are presented with as these things unfold in front of us on a moment-to-moment basis is that it gives us discomfort. It's not familiar, and therefore we cannot accept it. We deny it. We push reality as it unfolds in front of us away from us because it is not something that we're comfortable with. Now, your ego, which is the sense of you that you have constructed over the duration of your life so far, really does not like change. It likes to sit where it's sitting right now, embrace the non-changing static position that it is in, and it almost hijacks your ability to be in a collective reality by creating a subjective reality through what it knows to be safe and acceptable for it, not for you. Now, acceptance allows you to take that control back. It allows you to control the flow of reality as it unfolds in front of you, as opposed to denying the act of creation. You accept the flow of existence. You accept moment by moment as it happens, because that is reality. It's undeniable that everything that unfolds in front of us is the true reality, but the subjective reality that we experience is filtered down, is the true reality filtered down by the filters that allow the ego to be comfortable. So a very simple thing that you need to do is just simply accept everything. Everything happens as it's supposed to happen. Nothing that is meant for you will ever miss you, as long as you accept the flow of events, the creation's plan. Acceptance is absolutely paramount to a successful practice of mindfulness and spirituality, because it is the essence of why we delve into these topics, because we start feeling that the life that we're living is not the life that we should be living. It's just not. There's something about the life that has been constructed for us by the egoic mind that's fake, that's binding. It takes the freedom away, and it puts you in this box, and it makes it very, very difficult to experience life and enjoy it on almost like a perpetual state. Happiness, joy, fulfillment are fleeting in the way we live life. Acceptance gives permanence, and acceptance is very important. So you want to practice accepting everything that's happening in front of you. Now, accepting alone is not enough, because you can accept things fairly easily, right? All you have to do is just be okay with what's happening in front of you, but it's very difficult to do it if you don't learn how to not judge the flow of events. You can, for example, accept what's happening in front of you, but then subconsciously you might still be judging the after effects or the consequences of whatever is happening in front of you, regardless if it's your fault or not your fault. True acceptance will only come from non-judgment. So you cannot judge the flow of events happening in front of you if you really truly want to accept what's happening in front of you. And the non-judgment is the difficult part, because non-judgment happens really fast subconsciously, whereas acceptance, you can't accept without the subconscious mind engaging. So you want to bring harmony between acceptance and non-judgment to be able to truly and fully accept what is happening in front of you. And lastly, observation. Why observation is important is because how will you accept and non-judge if you don't know what you're accepting and non-judging? You need to fully and truly understand the situation that you're in, the emotions, feelings, sensations that you're experiencing in the moment, to be able to truly not judge and truly accept whatever the moment is, right? Very important. 3 very important topics. So if you know these three things, when it comes to meditation, the reason why people struggle is because they sit down, and what happens is they sit down, and within a span of a few moments, maybe a few minutes, they start feeling discomfort. Not just mental discomfort, but physical as well. They start feeling like they start getting an itch on their face, their legs feel like they're very uncomfortable, start feeling the sense of boredom, they just cannot sit still, like their mind starts chattering at 100 miles an hour, saying, why am I doing this? What's the point in sitting here and wasting my time on this practice? And then as you're experiencing these thoughts flooding your mind, as you're trying to unflood it, you start creating this duality conversation in your mind where it's like, why are you talking to yourself like that? Why are you making yourself feel like that? And then you start battling yourself with yourself internally to try and figure the situation out and allow yourself to meditate properly. Whereas all you have to do in the moment is, if you get this thought, you observe it in your awareness. As you're observing it, you'll start to understand it. As you understand it, you know how to not judge it and accept it. This is the essence of meditation. You observe everything that's happening in front of you, within you, without you. You fully understand it. And this doesn't happen in one sitting. That's why it takes so long. But knowing these concepts will allow you to do it more effectively. Once you observe it and understand it, you will understand that you do not need to judge this occurrence by fully and truly understanding it. And then acceptance will follow. Acceptance of whatever it is, whatever label you give it, if you want to give it a label. And you keep repeating this over and over and over and over again every single time you practice. And you start applying it in your day-to-day as you're going about your day, doing whatever you need to do, work, tidying up your house, playing with your children, doing shopping. You can apply these methods, these concepts, every single moment. Observation, non-judgment, and acceptance is what you need to be able to live a truly happy and fulfilling life within the present moment. All of our suffering comes from denial. All of the wars come from an ego denying an ego's perspective. All of the suffering comes from it. So you really want to understand it and really change your perspective. And if we all accept everything that unfolds in front of us, there's not going to be any more clashing of perspectives. Of everyone's going to understand that everybody has a different perspective. We will listen to each other. We will observe the conversations. We will understand what's happening. We will learn how to understand each other, how to accept each other and not judge each other. So much crap will be gone if that's the case. Practice it, try it, preach it even. Start making YouTube videos like I am. Spread this to everyone, so everyone knows it. Everyone needs to know it. There's one more element that you can add to meditation that I would say is quite important for beginners. If you're quite advanced, this is not necessarily that important, but because it kind of transcends to a different kind of thing. Basically, what I'm talking about is focus. By transcending, I mean focus becomes awareness when you're more advanced. But for beginners, for people that are just starting in meditation and don't know where to begin, the three key concepts that I mentioned, really important to understand them. You know them now, but you need to practice meditation to understand them. And then add a fourth element to this, which is focus. And the reason why focus is very important is because it allows us to not focus on what is not important, i.e. thoughts. You don't want to focus on thoughts because at this stage, when you're a beginner, focusing on thoughts will make you become the thoughts. You want to become nothing, essentially. So that's why when it comes to meditation and guided meditations, most of the time you're taught how to focus predominantly on breathing, because breathing is it's the essence of life. The breath, it is literally the essence of your life, right? It's constantly going. You can also focus on the pulse of your body, if it's also the essence of life. And if you are a little bit more advanced in meditation, you'll be able to just close your eyes and simply go very quickly into sensing the pulsing sensation that's going through your body as your heart is pumping blood throughout your body. But simply to begin with, all you need to do is focus on something. Focus on your breath. If you're doing something like Isha Kriya, for example, you'll be taught how to focus on the bit in between your eyebrows, because that's where your third eye is. You can learn about chakra points and different chakra systems, the flow of your energy. You can focus on different chakra points as well, based on what you want to focus on. If you want to focus on opening up your third eye and being more aware, you can focus on your third eye. If you want a better energy flow within your chakra system, you focus on your heart, because that is the junction of the whole highway system of the chakra system. If you want to feel more grounded, you focus on your root chakra, that's on the very base of your spine. So there's all kinds of focus points that you want to have, but if you're a very, very early beginner, just focus on your breath. That's all you need to do. There's a reason why we are told to focus on the breath in guided meditations most of the time. Once you get good at focusing, the focus will transcend the notion of focus, and it will become awareness of everything that's happening, because you will get familiar with the sensations and the emotions and the feelings that you're getting as you're practicing this. And it almost becomes like a habit of becoming aware of what is happening in front of you without judging, through observation and through understanding and through acceptance. So as the awareness builds, you stop associating yourself with the physical and you start associating yourself with the nothingness of existence. The fabric of the material world is particles, 99% empty space. 99% of everything we see is just emptiness. meaning it's nothing. The majority of the stuff that's here is nothing. And that's where you want to expand yourself into. You want to expand yourself into the nothingness to become everything. And if you focus on those three key concepts that I mentioned, if you focus on focusing, and when you start transcending into awareness, that's when you can become a bit more adventurous and practice a bit more advanced practices of meditation, like simply trying to become nothing, or the headless meditation that I do most of the time now. They're really, really powerful, but they do require quite a deep understanding of what this practice is and what it entails and what is the reason that you're doing it. Now you might be asking, how does one simply fill this empty space that you just talked about? How can you expand into the space that makes up you? Well, you expand into that space by tuning yourself to the highest frequency known to man that our body can produce. And that frequency is authenticity. I have actually made a video recently about authenticity, which you can check out, a link on the top right-hand corner and underneath this video. Now, why authenticity is such a highly regarded frequency, and why is it so powerful, and why is it so important to be authentic, to be able to get to these senses of becoming nothing and everything and all these paradoxes? And yeah, why is authenticity so great? Was because in order to be authentic, you first of all need to understand that the reality that you're living is most likely subjective reality. It's not the true reality. So you need to begin your journey through acceptance and non-judgment of the situation that you're in. The subjective reality that we build allows us to use a lot of masks to be able to make ourselves comfortable in different scenarios without moving away from the knowledge that we have of what comfort should entail in those certain situations. We have all these masks to be able to fit in into certain scenarios, fit in into the perspectives of other people of what we should be. But acceptance of how life unfolds in front of us allows us to be authentic, because we will accept it regardless. So why put on these masks, these personas, in order to be able to accept? Why not simply just be ourselves, our true, within deep selves, and simply live life authentically? Why do we need these masks if we're being ourselves? Authenticity allows you to shed everything that is not truly you. But digging deep and trying to find out what that authenticity is can take a lot of work and a lot of practice. But everything does with spirituality and mindfulness. It doesn't happen overnight. And you might get a sense of awakening, which feels like, oh my God, it just happened. But it is a culmination of events, of moments that takes you to that place. It doesn't happen overnight. So in essence, meditation is the three concepts of acceptance, observation, and non-judgment, with the added sprinkle of focus or awareness, depending on how far in this practice you are. Once it switches from focus into awareness, that's when you start building functionality and capabilities outside of the practice. That's when awareness starts trickling into your day-to-day. It gives you more awareness outside of the practice. Now, it's important to know that you don't just become aware of everything. You're just like super alert and like mega tuned into everything. No, that's not the case. Awareness turns into this thing where it builds neuroplasticity in your mind to, when a situation or event or something, a moment presents you with something that you're familiar with through meditation, a certain feeling, a certain sensation, a certain thought, you will have went through that so many times that when it happens again outside of meditation, your awareness kicks in so fast that it presents you almost instantaneously with the neuroplastic tools that you have developed to be able to not judge, accept and understand and observe whatever's happening in front of you. This is where the benefits of not being affected by minor things that much start unfolding. In day to day, you become more happy, more joyful, more content, more fulfilled with life, because you have dealt with and overcame all these negative issues through meditation, through the intense practices that you do. It trickles down into your day-to-day life and gives you that feeling of just being better overall as you're going through life. And like I said, I don't want you to try and understand what I'm saying, because all I'm doing is giving you knowledge to seek what it is that spirituality and mindfulness is through the practices of meditation. Knowledge precedes understanding. We need to know to be able to understand. And then understanding doesn't happen overnight. Same with everything. Same with a job, same with school, same with just basic needs of sustaining yourself, just anything life. We need to know it first to understand it. But it's only correct and concise knowledge that will do it. And that's what I'm trying to share with you here as best as I can. Correct and concise knowledge. So don't try and understand what I'm saying. Your thinking mind will try and understand it, but simply listen. Just simply listen and keep that as knowledge. Store it somewhere within you as a bank of knowledge that will just be like a little whisper on your shoulder that's going to whisper in your ear saying, you need to accept whatever's happening right now. Don't judge it. Just observe the situation, observe the moment, understand it, not judge it, and accept it. Simple as that, isn't it? So this is it. This is what you need to know to be able to seek the sense of happiness, joy, fulfillment, contentment in life through the practices of meditation. The essence of meditation is learning how to not judge, how to observe the plan of creation unfolding in front of you, and how to accept it. And if you stay with the practice long enough, your focus will get trained into awareness. You will build a neuroplasticity to be able to be reactive, but not in a negative sense, to life unfolding in front of you. You'll be reactive in a sense that will take away pain, suffering, negativity from your life bit by bit, moment by moment. Life will become more like life as opposed to a burden. You know, how many of you think that life is a burden? It shouldn't be. None of us have been put on this planet to suffer. We've all been put here by the universe itself to be unconditionally supported in positivity, in happiness, in joy, in fulfillment. So you shouldn't be suffering. And if you are, practice meditation. And eventually, through consistency and perseverance, you will stop suffering. I hope you found this video useful. I am a mindfulness and spirituality guide, and I help people like yourself, if you're a beginner or an advanced person, to grow in their spirituality and mindfulness journeys. I offer a free 1-hour call to anyone that wants to have a chat with me, where I'll help you on your spirituality and mindfulness journey completely for free. If you did enjoy the video, click like, share, comment, subscribe. Let's have a discussion in the comment section. Do you agree with what I said? Do you disagree with what I said? I'm always open to have discussions and conversations about the topics that I talk about, because it expands my knowledge, which eventually turns into understanding, like I said, and it might do the same for you. So don't avoid that part of things. Use the comments section and let me know your thoughts. Otherwise, as always, this has been ailandas.sulcas from Productively Mindful. I absolutely love you all, and I will speak to you in the next video, whenever it's gonna be, soon, in the next video. I love you all. Goodbye.